Yes, the fog of war descends upon my chuds. What's going on? Sobly. Today I'm breaking down this Blood plus 19 Pit of Saron as Unholy Rider, of course. Well, you're not playing Rider, you must play Rider. First things first, I'm going to dot some things with Outbreak. Then I'm going to apply Festering Strike and Festering Scythe. Don't know why I did that in that order. It's not this. Whatever. Then I burst and use Soul Reaper to spend some Putrefies before then D&Ding to regain some Putrefies back. I only cast Putrefy when I'm on 2 stacks or if the vibe is right, to be honest. But I do try and aim for 2 stacks. It's not always that you get it, but it is better to save yourself some globals that way. We did hit a tremendous 1.3 million damage here with Org, but nevertheless, shut up and eat it. So next pack here, I'm gonna set. You see that like little checkered? Oh, what was that? You see that little stripy guy? Well, the stripy guy in my nameplates is my focus target, who also has 100% alpha, just like my main target. And this is somebody that I will use my focus macro to kick. Now, realistically, you should be targeting the Enforcer because it's much healthier. One of them, anyway. But I decided to give it to the gargoyle for no reason. So you're managing to maintain some pretty decent damage. As you might notice, I don't really care too much about the runic power. I am focusing a lot more on just spending ghoul stacks. But in addition to that, I'm saving D&Ds for my burst window as well. I kind of want to have 2 ready. Honestly, though, I've been playing a little bit. I kind of feel like D&D. In this specific key, I kind of freeball it a little bit, but now I think D&D is perfectly fine to use if you are if you're going to use it to recover a putrefy that will be used in your burst window, if that makes sense. Just there, I wasn't too sure if this is the right play here, but I decided I was going to use my cooldowns because I didn't want to sit on them for too long. So I soul repped, which then spent my putrefy, and then I did the rest of my burst, and then I used D&D to recover some more putrefies and use those ones in my burst so I could double Soul Reaper. Double Soul Reaper is not really something you care about, like extending the Soul Reaper debuff. It's not actually that big of a deal in M+. It's a lot more of a raid thing. In M+, I think really I lean more towards the side of buffing as many putrefies with Commander of the Dead. So take it from Mobley. It's probably not worth doing. So, bursting, I'm just waiting for the right time to pop here. I just want to make sure everything is done. So Dark Transformation, Soul Reaper. Use my Putrefies. I'm using using Death and Decay to recover my second Putrefy. So now when I cast it, I use 2 rather than 1. I want to save my globals where I can. Reapply my Scythe as soon as I get low, and now I'm pretty much just spending Runic Power when I have my procs. Otherwise, spamming Scourge Strike. It's kind of this type of thing over and over again. I have 2 stacks of Putrefy, use them, bam. Now I'm going to do Death and Decay to recover some. I just want to recover some Putrefies ready for my burst window, but to be honest, they're coming back at Mac fuck. So actually, I'm probably going to have to spend some. At that very moment there, I was like, yeah, I'm going to spend it. But at this very moment, also, I'm thinking, do I use my cooldowns right now? Yes. Yes, I do. So because I decided, yeah, I'm going to use my cooldowns, realistically, I should have saved those 2 Putrefies that I did. I should have just kept throwing them into this window. But I wasn't too sure in the moment. Now we're getting low. We're getting to about 5 targets, 2 targets, 1 target. So I'm switching to Necrotic Core. I'm not bothering to put my Scythe back up because the pack is literally about to die. So why would I bother? It would just be expiring right now. But overall, that was a pretty good usage of army, even though I kind of lost a little bit. It's not going to take long for me to have my Dark Transformation back. Scything. Oh, excuse me. I'm scything. I'm striking. And then I'm continuing on. I'm using my D&Ds now to recover some Putrefies ready for this Dark Transformation window that I'm about to go into. So bam, bam. And now hopefully my boy Neems stays in the D&D so I can recover another 2. And the best part about this one is I got to use these 2 Putrefies in the same Soul Reaper window, which is super nice. Very good value for money. Now I'm spamming my 2 abilities. When it comes to Soul Reaping and AoE, it's definitely something you want to look out for. If you have a Putrefy charge and something is low and you can Soul Reap it, you would much prefer that Putrefy be cast by the Soul Reaper. So do that. Okay. Now here is a bit of a toughie because things are dying. If I Soul Reaper, I'm going to use that Putrefy there, and this Putrefy the mage and all the mastery and everything might not be very good value. However, in this scenario, it's absolutely fine. We chain pulled, so we're good. Now that we're chain pulling, reapply my scythe. I want to look to start casting army as soon as possible here. This was an accident. I definitely should not have done that Soul Reaper there, but I did it anyway. The next Soul Reaper that I'd cast after that I was given by, that was given to me or awarded to me by the Dark Transformation, I at least had one Putrefy to use with it, so that's not too bad. Now, Death and Decay is Death and Decay roughly gives you about like 10 targets will give you about 30 seconds of Putrefy back, which is obviously one whole charge if you can keep it in there. Now this is the perfect amount of targets to be graveyarding. Graveyard hits super hard at this target level. It's not until a few more of these guys die that you will then switch back to Necrotic Coil. But the trash is going to be trashing all up until the boss. So let's skip ahead a little bit. You know how I do it. Let's skip to the boss. Let's see how we handle this. So we're a little bit forward now. We have 15 seconds on our burst window. Nothing really is important here. The most important thing is to be saving my Putrefy. So you notice how I didn't Soul Reaper that last little guy, because if I had, I would have spent my 2 Putrefys and they would have been unbuffed. They would have been shit, when I could have just saved them for now and they'll be much better. Much less shitterer. So I've done exactly that. Now we burst and I'm just focusing on... well, in this case, I actually wanted to use this Putrefy because I had the Soul Reaper buff still rolling and I wanted to get 3 Putrefys done in that window if I could. This is just going to bolster my Forbidden Knowledge because every mage you have increases the damage of Necrotic Coil and Graveyard by 8%. So it's very good. Not only that, but then it gives you Mastery and it gives you Haste, which is also going to increase the value of your Forbidden Knowledge window. So it is healthy to have 3 out there. Now, as we can see, I've been playing the game. Therefore, I have 2 charges of Death Putrefy coming back and I have Dark Transformation. Now, I'll be able to do this 1 Soul Reaper, do these 2 Soul Scourge Strikes, and then I have my 3rd Putrefy to use in that same window. Bam, bam, bam. Thank you, man. That's why we're pumping. It's kind of rinse and repeat here, to be honest. Making sure we're doing the mechanics, making sure that we're refreshing Scythe at the very last minute. Bang. You see that? It was literally on 0 seconds and then refreshed it. Doesn't get closer than that. So if you are able to spam Scourge Strike quite a lot, you will probably have 3 Putrefy charges ready a little bit before your burst, but you do have to do other things to set up as well. You do have to cast your Scourge, your Festering Strike, Festering Scythe. You do have to spend Sudden Doom procs, so it's not guaranteed that you will get that 3rd Putrefy charge, so it is worth just kind of spamming as much as you can. But that's why if you just only cast Sudden Doom procs, instead of like your Testicles or Epidemics when you're close to 100, Runic Power that is, you easily weave the right amount of Runic Power spenders into your rotation to be quite comfortable. So I definitely look to do that as much as possible. Right, that's enough. This boss has gone on for way too long. Let's look at something a bit fun. Let's look at the boss that pack that comes afterwards. Alright, skip ahead. Now I've got 20 seconds on my DT. I chose to keep my army instead of spending it with the DT of the last round, because the DT that I just spent there is a single target one, and so I want to bring it to this pack so I can get maximum value. Do you know what? I'm just going to roll it back. This is what I meant. So in this very moment here, look at my cooldowns. I have 4 seconds on DT. I have 4 seconds on army. Do I send my army right now just to finish the boss on a plus 19? Nah, fuck that shit. I'm going to do just Dark Transformation because I know that the next pool is going to be a fat one. I'm going to get a lot more value from my army in that pool than I would be the last 4% of Forge Master Garfrost. Unless someone dies, of course. So I'm just using that 1 45-second burst window. I'm going to bring everything to this next pack. And as I'm speaking, my nose is getting rather full. Feeling a bit snotty. Anyways, I'm going to find the Tormentor. Oh no, sorry, the Cold Wraith, because he casts. I don't want him to cast. Somebody else has the Cadaver to stop the Nether Burst that kills everyone. So as I'm coming in, I Outbreak. I Festing Scythe. I'm just kind of doing a bit of Scourge Striking before I can go to town with my full burst window. Do I use a potion here? I should definitely have... Yeah, there you go. Bang, bang. Now I use this D&D to recover my second Putrefy charge, so I can save that to global. And then I do get another one. I could have probably just used Soul Reaper there, but I didn't want to sit on Putrefy for too long if that target had died a bit more quickly. Still in my DT window, so you know what? I thought, fuck it, I'm going to use my Death and Decay. It does mean that I'm going to be one more Death and Decay down in my next DT window, but you know what? The DPS is negligible as long as you're still using Putrefy in the right spot, which to be honest, this probably wasn't the right spot to use this Putrefy, but I did it anyway. I looked at the DPS meter and I was horny, so I did it. Now, I do have Dark Transformation. Obviously, I don't use Dark Transformation at the end of that pack there, because why would you? It'd be a complete waste. So I'm going to bring it into this next pack, where I'm going to Festing Strike, Festing Scythe. I mean, I should really be outbreaking here, but I opted to go for the application with Putrefy there instead, interestingly. That Nether Burst almost goes off. Jesus Christ. Clenchy bum moment. Holy fuck. We're carrying on there. Spamming some Scourge Strikes. Putting D&D down so I can regain this next Putrefy charge so I can cast 2 at one time. DT was down as well, which is not great. However, Command of the Dead was still rolling, which is the main thing that increases the damage of Putrefy, so it's not the end of the world. But I was also really bad at keeping that Dark Transformation up because I didn't spend much runic power at all there. That's why it kind of felt like it was dead early. Now we have some bursts rolling. We have 3 stacks of Putrefy. A full go. Yeah, I'm going to send it here because I know that these guys are quite healthy. And as we have an Org in the group, if I don't send, these don't die. I'm currently slamming down damage right now. So if I just stop doing damage because I'm not using my cooldowns, shit's just not going to die. For time efficiency's sake, I needed to get this going. I had a little cheeky Soul Reaper at the end there, which I don't think was probably the greatest idea in the world. Maybe should have kept that for this boss, so I could keep some Putrefys for this. But as long as it's, I mean, bringing Putrefys to your Dark Transformation window is obviously something you want to do as much as possible, but it's ever so even more important to do it for your, to make sure that it's done for your army window, because the benefits that mages and Putrefying provides to your Forbidden Knowledge window. Now we have DT and 2 Putrefy charges. Quickly interrupting that bad boy. See you later. DT, bam. Sorry, but bam. 2 Putrefys, eat that shit. Double D&D to get it back, but they're all gone. They all moved. They all moved out of my fucking D&Ds. Memes. What are you doing to a man? Anyway, it's fine. Just carry on. So this boss in particular is fucking annoying. It's not the most ideal, because this boss is a lot of target switching. Like having these extra ghouls here is really nice. When that ghoul explodes with Dread Plague, that'll be brilliant because I'll just have a little bit of a Dread Plague eruption damage. But realistically, this is just not a fight that we pump. We don't even have army yet, so as soon as we have army, like everything is going to be dead, which is annoying. But here, you see that? I really quickly reapplied my Scythe with Strike, so that while I'm away from the boss, I have ghoul stacks to spend, and I can just continuously be ranged really, really easily. Also, I didn't want my Scythe to drop off while I was away, because I cannot refresh it. While I'm away as well. So, carry on. And then I just go to town coiling. This is nice. Coiling when there's 2 targets stacked on top of each other is super nice. But now I need to reapply my Scythe. You see, because I was away, I wasn't able to refresh it, which is annoying. Now I want to end this Forbidden Knowledge window as close to 0 runic power as I can. But I've got one more Necrotic Coil off before it finished. Ix got Dread Plague. Yeah. Alright, let's skip to the end of this boss, because this boss really does take a fucking long time. So we kind of start to creep up towards the end, but the main thing I'm thinking about here is just saving some resources for the next pull. I do Soul Reap here, which does spend one of my Putrefys. Do I do another one? I think me and my sound mind right now would not be Putrefying or Soul Reaping. Yeah, good. Yeah, nice. Yeah. And this is because I wanted to take these 2 Putrefys and the one I'll get back with the D&D and the one I'll recharge now as we walk into the pack to this next pack. This is going to make a seriously big DPS boner right now. So we're going to set my focus target, the Cold Wraith, with purple. Oh no, sorry, I changed it to this one without purple. I'm always moon normally. I'm going to Festing Strike, Festing Scythe, apply my dots, do my full burst, Soul Reaper. I'm going to put my D&Ds down. I double up my D&Ds, but there's no real... you just get the ticks in a more beneficial position. I thought I had 2 stacks of Putrefy, so I spammed Putrefy there and I fucking missed it. Anyways, it's fine. I just recovered this one and it was all good. So now we're just spamming Graveyard because there's quite a few targets here. We're doing some sick damage. We're doing very nice damage, albeit with Org. All right, here comes the fucking comments. Your DPS sucks. It's the Org. Why don't you fucking augment your brain or your face to look a lot better than it does? Sharp. We did a good pack there. Good damage overall. I even spent my extra D&D charge there because I really wanted to focus those Putrefys on the end of these guys. But to be honest, I don't think that was necessarily the call because look, now I have no Putrefys and it's because of the mistake I made earlier. This is not what you want to do. Not what you want, is it? Now I'm going to do the D&D, put it down so I can recover my Putrefy to 2. Bam, now I can press 2. 2 Putrefys in one button. What's not to love about that? I've got a Soul Reaper there, so I used my Putrefy while I had my Dark Transformation rolling, aka the Command of the Dead that rolls through it. Then I did Death and Decay. I think I should have Death and Decayed earlier to get 2, and then just, instead of doing the Soul Reaper, just let the 2 pile up, but it's whatever. Now, during this time, I am kind of looking to see if there's anything I could Soul Reap, but also I don't want to Soul Reap just shitty at lads just for the sake of it. So, as soon as this Lich got to Soul Reaping moment, I did it. But because I Soul Repped, and then I did my Dark Transformation, I got another Soul Reaper. So I instantly applied that to the Grave Blade. So I had 2 targets that had Soul Reaper in that moment, which is nice. I don't think I should have, looking back, probably should have armied now instead of just before. I think it's a bit of a waste. I probably wasted half of my army. Just moving to this next pack and just grouping things and setting up, so not good for me. But the good thing about this big hunking Frost Freak is you can safely burst on him, like do your full army window, burst on this guy, and you will have your burst back by the time you get to the ad phase of the next boss. Now, something else, if you didn't know this, I found this out pretty recently. The big Frost guy, if you stand behind him, you do increased critical strike damage, so you should wait for his focus guard if you have anything heavy that you want to lay into him because he's taking much more damage now at this point. 100% crit chance. Super cool. So yeah, I've got 20 seconds until my army, right? This guy is 66% HP, and I still have to wait 45 seconds when I pull the boss for my cooldowns, which means that if I don't burst now, I'm probably going to wait like a minute to kill this guy. They're going to wait like a minute again. It's just not worth it. So absolutely, I'm going to burst on him right now. If I don't burst now, because we have an Org in the group, I'm fully relying on DH Akar to do the damage for me, and it's just not worth it. It's not the type of play that you want to do to be efficient with keys. So I'm going to nuke this guy, probably going nuclear, and then he's going to die. But let's skip a little bit ahead. You see, so I've just popped my full cooldowns there. Let's go a bit ahead. Now I've got my DT. Got my Dark Transformation. I'm going to use this as soon as bang on when the boss spawns. You have about, it's like 55 seconds until like you would press your cooldowns. You have 50 seconds until Army of the Dead, but you have about 55 seconds until you press your cooldowns because you wait a couple seconds for everything to get stacked up. So yeah, we're going to go in there. Make sure we do the mechanic correctly. I should be really spamming stuff while I'm away. Now I'm going to reapply my scythe as close to 0 as I can get, but opted for 2. Who cares? Probably could have fit one more Scourge Strike in there. It's better to reapply at like 1 or 2 than it would be to try and reapply at 0 and miss and just fully not have the buff for a little microsecond. So now I'm thinking of saving my my resources for the Army of the Dead. However, you can see now I'm sat at 3 Putrefy charges. What I should have done is used at least one of the Putrefy charges when it was just 1, and then carried on refreshing, because that would have gained me a Putrefy charge, but by now I would have refreshed it and given it to 3. If I'd have done the 2 stacks and done it, then I would not have 3 stacks for this very burst. So I'm regaining, put my D&D down, I was able to bring it to 2, then I pressed my Putrefy and I've got 2. I did that 1 Putrefy there because I did not have faith that I was able to recover Putrefy to get it to 2. And instead just wanted to, instead of buying a global by having 2, I just bought the damage on the AoE because everything was dying. If I hadn't popped my Putrefy there, it'd have been boring. Right, so I got 2 stacks of Putrefy now. But Army of the Dead is not for 45 seconds led. So I should really be quite safe to use Putrefy as soon as I get back into my DT window. I am just going to pop my DT window as soon as I get it back as well. There we go. Go on, lad. Go on, lad. There you go. Yeah, there's a good boy. I probably wasted like half a charge of Putrefy, maybe even 1 whole charge of Putrefy just there with the way that I handled that. But that's all right. We move. Obley learns as well. Just like you guys, Obley is a human being. I'm also referring to myself in the third person, as if I'm some sort of myth. Fucking yeah, so we're at 200k right now, rapidly decreasing. If you look at the DPS meter, that is going down. We could really do with an ad phase or two right now, but the thing that sucks is it doesn't really line up super good, because if the others are really good at killing these ads, there's no chance. So I'm going to set this guy as the focus, but let's burst. I realise that I can't. DT, bam. Now I want to recharge some more. Then you try and get my 2 off. Oh, so close. And I did it. Well done. So we bring ourselves back up quite quickly. If I was a bit quicker on my DT when I was doing that mechanic, I would have perfectly had all of my cooldowns ready to pop at that very moment. I would have been able to take all of that damage away from Akar and have it as my own. But instead, I just had to do a little bit of damage. So we're approaching the end of the boss here. There's not much else in sight. We have 35 seconds until the big ad phase, so realistically we're not going to be able to add too much more damage onto this. I am waiting to do the double Soul Reaper here. So I reapply my Scythe. Oh, bang. And now as soon as I get back to him, I'm going to do... I think I'm recharging 2 Putrefy. No, I'm not. Okay. So I do the Soul Reaper thing. Now I'm going to reapply Soul Reaper really early as well. What am I doing? But anyway, I guess it makes sense. I was really keen to kill this boss now because I really wanted to make sure that Akar wasn't able to get one more ad phase. So I was keen to kill this. Reapply my Scythe. Probably didn't need to do that. Oh, I didn't do it. Great. I think in the moment I decided not to, which made sense. So now Pit of Saron is destroyed at plus 19. 270k over with an Org, so it's a lot less than that. Didn't log it, annoyingly. I can't see what that is, but I think actually no, sorry, I think we did log it, and it was like 190, something like that, which is great. It was a very good key, very good damage. I enjoyed that very much. But I hope this breakdown was helpful. 22 minutes of just ball knowledge, mate. If you have any questions or you have any tips yourself that you want to leave about Unholy DK, them do leave them in the comments down below. I'd love to have chats with you guys about DK. It's brilliant. If you like the video, and stay up to date with Death Knight news by subscribing to me. And if you are interested in being a part of my Discord community, then join the link in my description as well. And if you're interested in coaching or my UI, just DM me, bro. But yes, listen, guys, I'm taking, if you're a Twitch subscriber or you're a Patreon supporter, then I'm taking VOD reviews that I can do with my new series that I'm going to do, where I'm VOD reviewing your VODs for content. I'm selling you guys all out for content. However, it's not guaranteed. You can submit it to me and I'll put it in a pile and I'll just go through and I'll just pick one. But yeah, if you want to be actually guaranteed to have your stuff reviewed, then obviously that's where the paid stuff comes in. But guys, I love you. It's been far too long. I'm going to see you guys in the next video. All right, peace. Bye.